Otaku International and the International Bougie review of Black Clover that we do every Monday. Feel free to come visit our Discord. You'll see our Discord link in the video in the thing below, I guess. And today we'll be going over chapter 296, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, it's
296.
295. I think.
295? Oh, I've heard that. I've gotten the spoilers for 296, I think.
I
So that's
think.
great.
Hold on. Just
I mean,
yeah,
I
I
got
said
it.
it's 296.
No, it's 296.
Yeah.
So for those sitting here and watching together, I'm sitting on a live wire. I got these two dogs. I got three dogs with me over here. And yeah, we'll see how long this lasts before they start getting up in my business and yelling at me. So, all right. So 295, we're going to be going over a quick review of every single page. Starting off with Noel breaking through Veronica's strongest attacks. This, honestly, I kind of predicted this from last week, that she would basically surprise her in this regard. Remember me saying that last week? Oh, well,
Yeah.
the week before that.
Yeah.
Essentially, I think it's just trying to show the impact of how much power she's able to control at this point in this new stage that she's reached. What do you think?
Honestly, like, I was shocked to find out about basically Noel getting that, well, because of her stage.
Yeah.
But I feel like we still need to showcase what's more. But I feel like I like it how it's much more powerful, and it gives us more. It gives it more. That there's things to be learned about it.
Yeah. It leaves it open for interpretation.
Yeah.
And it leaves it open for exploration, I guess, in the future.
Yeah.
Especially regarding these stages that we keep hearing about. Like, how we don't
Yeah.
really know how many stages there are, and essentially, when it comes to these stages, it's basically a way for the author to try and scale power and give achievements to people that you don't really recognize. That somebody who just would watch the show wouldn't really recognize that well, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next chapter.
Okay.
Because there's only two people here. We normally, for those watching, for those new people watching, normally we have more guests on today, but everybody's on vacation, so we only have a couple of people here to basically just go over these chapters. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the manga or come to our Discord and hang out, because people are still on the Discord. We just have things we have to do. It's just life. Noel showing off her new powers.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
So basically, we see basically the extent of this new outfit of hers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like an angel-esque, I guess. It's really interesting the way it's kind of changed into like a back, because our original armor was called Valkyrie armor, and Valkyries are kind of like servants of like a higher god. Yeah, servants of an ancient god, but now she's kind of her armor is evolved into something that you would consider to be like a new god, I guess you can say. So just like I do find it interesting here that just like Asta's demon, how they have like a time limit.
Yeah.
It seems like spirits have have a similar limitation as well, because like you see the water spirit right here saying Noel finish her within 1 minute and stuff like that. So
it's a lot more. Wait. Asta has 30 minutes, right?
Asta's on his cooldown period for 30 minutes. I think he can only take that form of his for 5.
5, okay. So he's more okay. I'm just saying, I thought.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But what do you think of this? Like, what do you think of that's especially, I think, who's that? I think that's the Briar Queen, the prickly princess, as Yami would put it. Strung up.
Charlotte.
Yeah, that's Charlotte strung up on the spikes, just like Licht was that one. Not Licht, but Patria was at one time.
Yeah.
So what's your take on this whole like back and forth between her and Veronica and showing off her new powers?
Honestly, I was just hoping like as much as I did think, I'm kind of disappointed because she's gonna be like Dante. I felt like she's gonna be one of those. Like I thought it was gonna be menacing. Like I thought the thing, but if Noel's just gonna finish her off like a father character like Dante, what's the point of having those three
I don't know.
siblings? To
It
is it prolonged for something big? If that's the case, then I don't mind. But seriously, why have it? Like
well, in my opinion, and I've said this before,
Yeah.
especially, is they
Mm-hmm.
usually characters that are this shallow will usually have some sort of arc that they go through within themselves. If that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense, because their
Yeah.
characters right now, upon if you just take a look at their characters, they are very shallow. They're basically evil for the sake of being evil.
True.
So,
True.
so,
True.
so I think they're going to go through some sort of arc, but I also think there might something that's interesting here is there might be some sort of negative consequence for having so much mana coursing through your body. It'd be like taking the whole weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah.
So just like how there's a negative consequence for Asta's powers, there seems to be a negative consequence for other powers as well, which is
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Do you think that she's gonna have a side effects using that,
I
just like
think she's
us?
going to be, yeah, just like Asta. She's going to be after she beats Veronica. She might be out of commission for a little bit, which raises the question about like who's gonna save who's gonna fight Morris and save Yami and stuff. We'll see.
We'll see.
Going to the next couple of pages.
Mm-hmm.
Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, Acier versus Veronica. So it's like we kind of predicted this as well. It's like a flashback. It's a
Mm-hmm.
flashback sequence that we kind of imagined that we'd get from this fight, especially if it got too serious, if that makes sense. So here we are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We get to see it. Does Vonica look younger in these images, or do you think like do you think her magic actually caused her to not age?
I think she's a lot younger. I feel like she's a lot younger, but it's telling the backstory about it, where the backstory about Noel's mom versus her at that time, and I think this is the first time she used her demon magic. So yeah.
Wow, dude, when you look at her powers, it is just like Asta. Like whenever first started using his power,
Mm-hmm.
like she has half a weg
I don't
there.
think she has fully control of
Yeah,
her
I don't think
curse.
any of these people, because if you notice when it comes to weg magic, yeah, whenever
Mm-hmm.
if you're fully like, here's something interesting. I think these powers that they got are just
Yeah.
like they're just like what Asta used to have when it comes to his grimoire. Like they're funneling their powers into these people. Like we don't see
Mm-hmm.
any demon arms. We only see like half a weg here. See this?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you look at Dante and they say, oh, I can control my demon power at 100%. But the
That's a
difference between
lie.
the difference between Dante
Yeah.
and Asta is that Asta
Mm-hmm.
actually has the demon himself. Like he actually traded his arm for a actual demon arm. It as his demon as Libe put it, it's the power itself. So I think these guys are just they're just
Mm-hmm.
getting they're just
A
getting power
portion
funneled to
of it. A
yeah, they're getting
portion of
it
it.
funneled. They're getting it funneled to them. It's not the power itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I find it very fascinating to look at Vonica here and see literally what Asta was for a while, because it's literally the same parts of her body. Like it's like the upper chest area and
Mm-hmm.
the whole arm, and she has the horn, half a horn on her head,
Yeah.
whereas the other half I think is her own magic. So
To be honest, the one thing that is very interesting about this backstory is basically the fight between Noel's mother and her. It was really like, huh, this is interesting. Like she would have been like brought down. Like I feel like does her mom have a spirit, water spirit, or water, or I don't know. It's not water spirit, but what was her what was her thing? I forgot. It's not water though.
no, her magic is Mercury, just like
Mercury,
Miguel.
yeah. Do you think she has a Mercury spirit or something like that?
That'd be an interesting spirit to meet, but I'm not. entirely convinced that's the case for her. I think she's just royalty with a outstanding amount of magic. One thing that I'm really confused about this is I've always been on the idea that
Yeah.
they had a battle before, like there before. I thought this battle would happen before she was born, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember because the Noel was led to believe that she was born and then her mother died out of childbirth, and I thought that was a part of her curse. But it
Yeah.
seems like they had like a battle that was scheduled to happen, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I didn't really see this coming. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Everybody was theorizing it, and it's completely different, but it
Yeah.
was really good.
All right. We're gonna go on to the next pages. Up. Curse warding magic. So this is actually her demon's power itself. Is curse warding
Mm-hmm.
magic. But I think her demon's magic is actually, is her natural magic blood curse magic,
Yes.
or is there,
Yes.
okay? So Veronica's natural magic is blood curse magic, and her demon's
Yes.
magic is curse warding magic. So that's interesting. So when you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
her demonic magic, curse warding magic, is like magic used to protect yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like protecting you from curses or essentially cursing yourself into a better fate. And it's also interesting to put here that
Mm-hmm.
she was stabbed exactly through the same place that Noel stabbed her originally.
Yeah. Like if you think about the curse word magic, I feel like she was about to lose. So it's like the demon's like, yeah, I can't let this person lose. So she decided that he will like take it over and use the curse towards the mother of Noel and stuff. So this is where I think this what's happened.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to see that
Mm-hmm.
Nozel was holding Noel there as
Yeah.
she stabbed him. I don't see the demonic runes in her grimoire that you saw from Dante. Just looking at her grimoire right now, but we can't really see it that well in the
Maybe
shot.
its curse is different, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. We just can't really see it in the
Yeah.
shot very well.
Or that maybe the author forgot it. Usually animes clarify it.
Maybe that's probably true.
Yeah.
So this is a great shot of her saying the best,
Mm-hmm.
the strongest thing in the world is a mother protecting her children. And that's a lot. I've seen that in real life happen
Mm-hmm.
pretty often.
That's actually more. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna make a joke, but I think that's more funny than like people say, "Oh, power of friendship is more powerful."
Yeah.
I would say, "Oh yeah, the mother of things." So we have a mother power.
Yep. Maybe a mother protecting her children should be the Wizard
Yeah.
King. That's not too far off, actually.
Yeah.
They've had some female Wizard Kings if you look at the
Mhm.
flashbacks or whatever.
No, I think that's the queen, not the Clover
Well,
one.
yeah, I know. The original title was the Magic Emperor, which is more like ubiquitous, or I guess it would be the Magic Empress then, huh? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right.
Okie dokie. We're going to Veronica's defeat.
Yes.
A bitter defeat.
Yeah.
Back then, I'd taken a lethal wound, and Megicula told me to run, so I did. So I gotta know, what kind of curse did she put on her? If she supposedly killed her mother. If she supposedly killed her mother with a curse, and
Yeah.
she has no idea about it.
I don't know. I don't know what the word.
Did I not read it in this chapter enough? What's going on here? I'm serious. Like, I'm surprised, right? Because like this, now we're having a different take here on what happened. Everybody told Noel that her mother died from a demon curse, the curse of Megicula. But right here, it literally said, "Oh, curse warding magic." You know what? That might have been the point where she cursed her.
Yeah.
It has like the demonic sigils. Like it kind of like we just don't understand what these words are. I guess you can say. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's in demonic. So I think that's the moment where she was cursed. Back then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, "Come on, give me more." So Sea Dragon's roar versus the Red Beast, which as initially she
That was
lost.
epic, though. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah, it's great art. It's fantastic. Like the Red Beast kind of looks like a Sea Dragon's roar, but it's made out of her own blood, right?
Yeah.
So I guess
You know, like, okay, you know the demon that came from the elf arc. Remember, he
yeah.
has word magic or something.
Oh yeah, the word yeah I think his name was Zagrid.
Zadra, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's basically worked the same as the curse word magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like that.
Well, kind of. I don't know. Curse warding magic seems a lot different in the sense that
Yeah.
it be based around those like those little cocoons or whatever, the little
Yeah.
circles. I think they kind of it's just a ability to try and be able to place some serious curses on people. So she
That
might
is
have died.
true.
She actually might have died after that battle, after she was cursed. She might still be alive.
Yeah.
She could have gone somewhere else. We don't know.
Well,
But
it depends
I guess
some
I
because
guess water runs thicker than blood in this instance, then, huh?
yeah, I rather if Noel's mom stays dead because it gives more character development, character depth. So yeah,
I find that fascinating. First
yeah.
of all, I think, but I would love to see. I would love to know if she died in some sort of conspiracy, because you got to wonder like how Veronica even got into that situation in the first place. Because if
She
they
was
flashed it,
weak though. She
yeah,
was
she
weak.
was weak. She was a lot weaker than her. But
Yeah.
the flashback is just the flashback seems to be of just her fighting, right?
Yeah.
Why are they fighting?
Meh.
Like
There's a missing plot.
I wanted to try out the devil's power and go completely wild. And there was this woman who was rumored to be the strongest anywhere. So she literally just this is interesting. Somebody could have told Veronica to go fight her. Someone could
Yeah.
have told Veronica about her to fight. Because while Osier might have been the strongest of her time,
Mm-hmm.
she you'd think someone like her would not be as like her name would not be as out there as like someone like maybe Marileona, right? Because
Yeah.
Marileona literally lives in a volcano. she like she just does crazy things,
Hey,
and
a lot of
you
guys
think
love
her.
her.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean, right? Like you think her name would be out there more than Noel's mother.
I'm shocked
So
there's no fan service
so
cup here.
yeah, I didn't want to have my fan service cup here, but you can imagine me drinking it right now. Okay,
Yeah.
but the thing that's the most fascinating here to me is
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. There's something here. I guarantee you
Yeah.
somebody set this up. Somebody did not want. Somebody did not want Assier in their way. I guess you can say, because in my opinion, she says she wanted to try
Yeah.
out the devil's power and go completely wild. There is this woman who is rumored to be the strongest anywhere, and I heard she'd gone somewhere secluded to rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone told her where she was with her kids.
Yeah.
And she was
Yeah.
secluded. She was told somebody like
It's
Monica was
impossible.
used. You know, she was like basically a war veteran at this point. It'd be like if the Wizard King tried to find a place to like live the rest of his life. You know,
Oh.
that's fascinating to me. I'm sorry to go on a tangent here, but
Yeah.
I just find that interesting.
No, it's fine.
So Von, no, yeah, I'm just looking at it because I mean that's something
Yeah.
that we could go back. That's a prediction right there. I guarantee you, somewhere in the future, we're gonna find out who set that up. Because if her mother really did die, and she was set up in the way that she thought she was, if that makes sense, huh? That's so weird. You know, she could still be alive if she thought that her being like if Vonica knew that she survived that curse, she would have come back to try and fight more, and which would put her kids in danger. So I guess if she decided to try and like find a way to cure that, if she found a way to cure that curse, she could still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, hidden from the rest of the world. That's interesting.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
There is a pipeline of logic you can follow to get this character back in the story. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then this final image, we see Noel stabbing her exactly through the same place. Why do all anime characters not go for a lethal stab? You know, like
I don't know.
she gets they stab her. This woman has been stabbed in the gut more than she's been stabbed anywhere else. Like don't you want to go for like a heart stab or something? And you see, this is what I mean when I say these characters are coming back. Like these characters are gonna have another arc. So
I don't think Dante's coming back.
you did whatever you wanted, and now I will make you pay for it. So
Yeah.
funky.
Yeah.
Will Veronica's demon abandon her as well? We'll see.
Okay. So while we do the chat, we could do the any open for the questions.
All right, friends. We're starting the Q&A portion of this quickie.
Yes.
This quickie stream.
But before people get what they want to type in, I have a question for you, Andreach.
What's
the
up?
question is, so since you said about how Veronica, about her, like the demon and stuff, do you think that, like, what exactly is their purpose? You said, because you said that they wanted to target Asia, right? So what is the purpose? That could it be that she has, like, she knows more about stage magic? Is that reason? Or what is it that made, like you said, that someone might have told Veronica and
We don't know yet. I have no idea about that part. But what I do know is whenever you look at what she is saying, she said that she wanted to try out the devil's power and go completely wild, because this is probably earlier in her life where she actually, made a contract with a demon and got powers, right?
While we wait for the question, we should rate the chapter too.
Yeah. Well, somebody literally told her, she said, I heard she got somewhere secluded to rest. And someone told her about her, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So who would tell somebody where they were going secluded? Like, there's a reason she's secluded, right? She's trying to live out there with her family. She doesn't need strangers coming up to her. Yeah. This is just, it's also just theory crafting. Like, this is a big deal, in my opinion. Someone's gonna end up making a video about this. I'm telling you, dude. All right. Need to rate chapter. I give it a 9 out of 10. This is a great chapter.
I will have to give it 9 out of 10 too. It's kind of redundant, but we need more character development. I wasn't as invested as I was in the Asta fight, but I felt like, we were expecting this, but I felt like a little disappointed because I felt bland, in the sense of, like, I want her to actually know I want Noel, but I wanted Noel to go like berserk mode, that you're the reason why my mom died, thing. But she's like, it's just, for me, it's like I need her to go insane, like the same as Veronica. And then I guess I wanted somebody to snap her out of her insanity, but that's just my preferred though. Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, the thing that I find the most interesting about this chapter, I really like the flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite part about this show, is seeing flashbacks and stuff like that. But the thing that I find the most interesting is, I don't know. It's really fascinating, because I think this character's arc is going to end up with her just wanting to try and, like, settle down and have kids, if that makes sense, Veronica. because right now, like her arc right now is like, these are your kids, Assier. Why'd you have them? You're strong. You don't need kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe her arc will ultimately end like that. Because
I still want her to die though. Honestly, I don't want
yeah,
her to.
she deserves it, but maybe
Yeah. Guys, if you
it's
have any question, please put it in the chat so we could answer your questions.
um. You want me? You want to keep talking?
Yeah.
You want me to keep telling you about this theory?
Yes.
It's just really interesting whenever you
Mm-hmm.
look at this because her powers have evolved, obviously, but
Yeah.
it who would tell her about that? You know, because she was secluded. She was obviously kind of like retired military. Like she's like a secret weapon, right? She was known as the dancing priest, the dancing princess of the battlefield. Do you think nobles would actually go out of their way to tell this woman about where she was just to get him out of their way? Like one noble house to another. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I imagine in the noble houses, there's like an ongoing fight.
Yeah.
Like maybe the current king got where he is now because Noel's mother is dead. They're
Yeah.
around the same age.
That is true.
I guarantee, like, because somebody had to tell her where she was.
Mm-hmm.
She sneaked out of the Spade Kingdom. She's obviously from the Spade Kingdom, and she's obviously looking to try and
Who,
like
Asia? Or
no,
Ver-
no,
oh.
Veronica. She said she snuck out of Spade. How do you sneak out of the Spade Kingdom and come into the Clover Kingdom without somebody knowing about it? That's
I
a
don't
big. That's a long trip. You know.
I feel like it's a setup that somebody wanted to kill her. Like
I
I still think we have another spy.
it's either a spy or I guarantee you some sort of noble has their hand in this.
Yeah.
Nobody figures out where you live in a secluded area. She got her specific location and who she was. She knew she was fighting Asi or Silva.
Yeah.
So this didn't just fall out of the sky.
Somebody is behind it and somebody is gonna get it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's why think I really don't trust the captains or any royal or something, because there has to be someone who leaked that, because they were in secluded. They were very like somewhere in the forest where they're in the middle of Spade, I think, and a Clover Kingdom. So you can't really find anybody until somebody told you what their location are.
It's really fascinating to me because we don't really know,
Hmm.
we don't know where this came from.
Okay, do you think
This
Julius is the one who think? Because Julius know a lot of stuff.
Julius Novachrono. I don't know. I don't think Julius really. Julius was still a Magic Knight captain by the time this was happening. Probably either that or he was a Magic Knight because
Do you
Oscar
think he
Silva
was
lived a long time ago.
yeah. I think he was a wizard king by the time Noel
I
was.
think he was no. I guarantee you, he was a Magic Knight captain by the time Noel was like because Noel at this point is like 17, right? And
No,
Yami's
she's
like 20.
14.
Noel is not 14.
Is it?
This is post time skip.
Oh, post time skip. Yeah, yeah.
She's like
No, it's
16.
6 months. That's 6 months.
So Asta joined the Black
Yeah,
Bulls at 15. Noel joined the Black Bulls at 15.
yeah. They didn't have a 2 year
They've
time
been
skip. They didn't have a 2 year time skip
no
though.
the story's been going on and on. So I've actually done research about this.
Yeah.
Currently right now, both Asta and Noel are 17. When Asta like in the events between when Asta joins the Black Bulls and Asta fights Veto, that time that area, I guess you can say, of time is roughly around 15. He's 15 years old then.
She's 15 right now because I just thinks she's 15.
Noel is not 15. It's
Yeah, I just checked.
you probably just looked up. Hold on. You looked up what she is in the story. Like
No, in the manga.
in the manga?
Yeah.
Old is Noel Silva after time skip. She is 17 after time skip.
Really?
Yes.
Noel was 10.
Because
6 months?
well, she turned 16. Her
Yeah.
and Asta turned 16 around. I want to
Yeah.
say the training arc, I guess you could say, of her. Asta and Noel turned around 16 before the tournament arc happened. If that makes sense. Like there's like a little time skip there, but after the Star Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like an ambiguous amount of time that passes that Asta uses, that Asta trains using his black form. And so Asta, whenever the elf arc is going on, Asta and Noel are both 16.
They're 17 now. Yeah, okay.
And
Makes sense.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what's going on. But yeah, this happened 17 years. Getting back on track. This happened like 17 years ago. These events. And Julius is roughly 40. And
Yes.
Yami's like 29 at this point, but he was 27 before he took Asta. So, if we're going by the time here, Julius would have been like mid 20s when this happened. So I guarantee you, he was a Magic Knight captain. That's what he was. He was not the Wizard King yet. So there might have been someone else who was the Wizard King.
Do you have any questions you want to ask? That you want to... what I think. Yeah, like any questions you think I might...
Oh, but that you might answer?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any repercussions for this blood magic? Because whenever I see blood used as like a power source, it's never really ended that well. You know what I'm saying? She's like draining her blood for magic. That's the reason.
Yes, but at the same time, it's kind of like the witch magic. You know, like, the witch... I guess it's because the witch lived so much longer.
Yeah. Well, I find it fascinating because like I think their basic magic types, whenever you take the demon out of the equation, is garbage. No, I'm serious. Like that's the reason why they needed to rely on the demons in the first place to even be a threat. Because blood curse magic requires you to get your blood on them and you summon monsters that are like blood beasts and stuff. Which without the devil's power, it looks like they would not even be a threat.
Do you think?
Dante's body magic's ugly. You know, and then the other guy's magic is bone magic. So I think without the demons, their powers are very, very weak. So what are you saying? I'm sorry.
Okay, so I got a question for you. There's 2 questions I have for you, but this is everybody's bringing in their head, like the community in Black Clover. Do you think Noel has what's it called? Let's just say like, you know how some of people have like wag magic, like the thing. Do you think that the reason she's easily to use her sage is because her mom? Do you think that she has a bond, like what's it called? Spiritual or something?
A spiritual bond with her mother? I don't know.
Not spiritual, but angel. Like, you know how there's demons and angel. Do you think
that'd be fascinating?
Yeah.
But the thing that I find the most, maybe she could be an angel if she's actually dead, and that's a thing. But one thing that I think is interesting about the series as a whole is, and Noel's kind of evidence of that, is the way magic has been passed down through the ages and the way it kind of like mixes and mangles with everybody, if that makes sense. Like you see these loyal, like you'll. It's kind of like in real life when you saw like royal bloodlines only mixing with other royal bloodlines, and they ended up,
they basically marrying each other like cousins, or sometimes.
Yeah, you know how that ended, especially if you. I'm not going to get into any questionable looking monarchs that look really weird because of their inbred history, their inbred genes. But it's interesting to look at this because
incest is a very thing in the very old age, though.
Oh yeah, I mean that just happened, I guess. But, that incest aside, it's interesting to look at the royalties magic and see how it's like passed down, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like Noel's magic. Noel is a spitting image of her mother, and for the longest time I actually thought that Noel was like a reincarnation of her mother because I thought she died in childbirth.
Yeah.
But this whole thing kind of got that, like, smushed that theory, which is,
You
in my
mean
opinion,
debunk it?
in my opinion, it's better that way. But but the thing that I find interesting, and you see it in the series, is people that have less magic have like more complicated and more like sophisticated spells, if that makes sense. Like for example, if you look at Noel, like her
Mhm.
armor is literally just like her mother's, and she essentially just blasts people with a huge amount of magic power. Whereas Yami has less magic power than Noel does. We've seen in the series, but his spells are very complicated.
Mhm.
And like, I guess I don't know. I feel like royalty's magic is very simple at its
Um,
core. I think the exception to the rule probably Nozel, because his is kind of like a multi-purpose thing. But
mhm.
when you look at all these other like when you look at all the other royalty, their magic is relatively simple. While it is in great like amounts, it's super simple. Like the main monarch of the show, his only power is to summon a big statue of himself.
Yeah. But like with Noelle, the reason she couldn't control her magic apparently is that she has so much stored into it that
Yeah,
it's overflowing to her. That's what
yeah,
they said. And then I think what's his name? Also have the same exact thing, but he trains it to the point that he knows how to control it. For like what you said, the low magic, I feel like with magma and stuff, I feel like yes, that's why I like black clover, is because they define your own logic, is because
hmm
like we already know, okay, so typically in the world, if you are loved by mana, you're basically very powerful. And then if you have less than that, you're considered a trash, you're a poor commoner, whatever you are, and you're a failure. But since Asta has no magic whatsoever, using physical magic, the only person who can make the anti magic really powerful is Asta. Nobody else can do like Asta can do. So
yeah. That's another thing. Yeah,
I'm just saying like um that this defines the logic of, well, since we're nobles and stuff, we can think. I feel like like, so that I feel like that's the reason why we like the series, is because they define the logic. Oh, we do have a question.
oh, that's nice.
All right,
Have you
let
guys
me
watched
freeze.
Freezing?
Yeah.
Um, don't know what you're talking about. Wait, is that the one? Is that anime where the guy like has like women with swords and stuff, and it's like risque,
I
and the guys have
think
like this ability called freezing, where they like freeze the monsters in place for them. Yeah, that's like risque, man. Like, what are you talking about?
just kidding.
No, like, if you look at the if
Yeah.
you look at the like textbook definition of a risque, you'll find that anime right there. I don't.
Oh, it's
Jesus,
in a
dude.
different language, so I
I don't
don't
speak
understand.
Russian. All right, or read.
Sorry.
I don't read Russian for that matter either.
Me,
Nothing against you, base Rush bros.
have I watched freeze? There's three types of freeze. I don't know which one of freeze you're talking about. You have to be more clarified with that, because there's one freeze about the guy, all guys who was swimming, and the other freeze is that full of women and they have a contract with this person and he's a man, and you know how things are etchy. But other than that,
No,
yeah.
it's freezing. No, this is the anime that he's talking about. It's freezing. It's literally
Freeze.
about a blonde chick
Yeah,
with
that's
big
what I was
boobies
saying.
swinging a big sword around, and there's just like this guy that can freeze people. That's literally it. Oh my
Oh,
god, I don't English. Well, we English here, unfortunately.
yeah.
Uh, Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I
yeah.
have my second question. This one was the second question I was trying to clarify with, since do you think who do you think is Asta's father? Because everybody in the community was thinking, how was Asta, like, how was Asta born, if, or the father, or thing, maybe he wasn't human, or maybe he was more of a um what's that called,
I
a,
don't know. An
or a
experiment.
spiritual. E- do you think he is an experiment?
I
Not
mean,
that.
it's within the frame of logic. I mean, he's a character. He's a character that's unaffected by devil magic. He's a character that doesn't have any magic of his own, despite the universe like setting in stone. Like, despite the
Yeah.
universe setting in stone that magic equals life, this guy has none, but he has life. But there's an argument to be made that I've heard a lot on the internet that,
What?
well, there's two kinds of energy within Black Clover. There's magic power, and then there's life energy. And
Yeah.
y'all, I think that Asta was just born with a significant amount of life energy, whereas he has almost no. He has like no
So, do
magic
you
power.
think his father is an angel? Because he
No,
can't be a demon.
no, I don't. I don't think. I think that Asta. People talk about it all the time. It's just like questionable. Like, oh, who would fuck Asta's mother? Haha, she'd die. But no, what? Think about this. What if she was cursed prior to that? Like,
Mm.
she had a curse on her body that would
Before
suck all the
Asta was
life
born?
energy. Yes, she had, but like before Asta was born. Like, what if she was cursed afterwards? And that's the reason why she had to
Oh,
drop the kid off at the church. You know what I'm saying?
that's something very intriguing. But yeah. We do have an answer here. Question here.
Why the
Says here
fan
from,
service?
no, why are you guys, do you guys watch Don't Toy with Miss Nagatoro, right? And how is it for you guys?
Yeah, that's strike number 2 for you, Bucko. Talking about freezing and now don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. Come on, man. This is the Black Clover review, chapter review. We won't
No,
have any
it's
of that
fine.
here.
It's fine.
We're not talking about fan service. This is some
But it's
serious
fine.
this is some serious stuff.
I'll answer that. Honestly, I don't watch Nagatoro because it's just redundant to other series that is kind of like a girl bullies a guy. I can name so many animes just like that, and
There's like a
it's just,
handful of them, man. It's like it's just like
yeah.
a
It
it's just
kind of,
it reiterates that our generation has like a lack of amount of testosterone. Like there's just we have a we have as a collective like people have less testosterone than the people before us. People
yeah.
before us would not even like people before us in the last generation wouldn't even give like
Hmm.
cartoons the night of day. And now we're already watching cartoons about women stepping on us essentially. There's always going to be weirdos, I guess, but I guess the internet has just always done a better job at like getting the weirdness into the eyes of people that don't into just everyone's eyes, if that makes sense. Like this is like a medium for all the cancer that you see on the internet. That's what it is.
Okay, so we have one more. We have a couple question of this one is, what do you think about the Bleach anime?
I think it's pretty cool. It's very angsty, very angsty teeny.
I like it.
My dog just coughed.
Yeah, I like it, but I just hope it doesn't have, like, I'm trying to get the filler out because there's some fillers that I don't like. But
You should,
other than
if
that,
you're gonna
it's fine.
watch. If, in my opinion, if you're gonna watch Bleach and you're gonna watch a shonen, you gotta watch everything. Don't skip over the fillers just because they're fillers. Some fillers I've seen, especially in Fairy Tail and stuff. Some fillers have been very good, and I've watched some fillers from Bleach. They're pretty fascinating themselves.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we got a debate going on in Even the Russian guy knows what High School DxD is.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna put that in.
That's pretty good.
All right. So you said okay. Strike 3. Oh God. Strike 3. Do you guys think High School Disney needs to come back?
Hot take. Yes. High School DxD needs a 5th season. The reason why is we don't know if they're going to be able to beat that big giant dragon that we saw at the end of season 4. That was like a huge cliffhanger, and then they never talked about it again. High School DxD needs a 5th season, obviously, just to finish up the storyline, you know.
High School DxD is just a massive fan service with full of.
It's so shameless, and I love it. It's so great. It's actually hilarious. I mean, it's so. I hate.
Yeah.
I don't like the dub. I used to really think the English dub was hilarious, but going back and watching like the sub is just kind of, in my opinion, it's better.
Honestly, I like the dub better because
the dub is hilarious.
Yeah,
the dub in the first couple of episodes, you just get stabbed, and he's like, "That bitch!" like you don't expect to hear that when you come and watch anime. That's hilarious.
No, but honestly, yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Have you watched Testament of My Sister Nudo?
All right,
I would never openly admit to watching that show, dude.
This question
especially if you have siblings, never admit to watching that show. That's questionable. That show is questionable in every single way.
I'm just not gonna lie to you. That's a rip off of the High School DxD.
Dude, it's like, well, it kind of is in the sense that it's like it's the same format. It's even creepier, in my opinion. The reason why it's even creepier is because I'm telling you right now that the main character Issei is the reason that High School DxD was successful, and the reason why it was successful is because he was so openly perverted about everything. And he was just so clear cut about what he wanted. Like everybody knew what he was thinking. Whereas this show, the Testament New Devil, like has this guy come out as like somebody who's like supposed to be a badass, right? But it just ends up being just about as risque as High School DxD. So it's like,
one thing is just it's just he you know what's
anybody who goes into that show expecting to see like a dude with a sword fighting monsters, it's gonna be it's gonna be like terribly misled. They're gonna be like, what did I just watch? This is terrible, you know? Like,
I watched that because I thought it was something cool.
Yeah.
And then it was like I got like, why?
Like, what have I done? You know, it's
why?
Like it's kind of like one of those. It's like Two Girls, One Cup. It's just like,
oh my god, no.
It's literally like shock humor. You know what I'm saying? So like it gets to a point of shock humor that you're just like, wow, this guy's really cool, and all of a sudden they do that shit. What? Watch Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. He's wholesome, and we can be friends. Valkyrie Drive. I can't remember what that was. Oh, I think I know what that is.
Yeah.
Valkyrie. I'm gonna be careful looking this up on Google. Valkyrie Drive.
Apparently, it's a wholesome series.
I do not believe that. Not for a second. Let's see.
Guys, if you have any questions, please put it down in the chat so we can answer all your questions and stuff. And I see our man Ike is here, so hi Ike.
Dude, what on earth is this? Valkyrie Drive Mermaid. Dude, I don't know. I'm kind of this is.
Are you scared now? Are you scared?
I don't want to look it up. I don't want to watch it.
Because it's sus.
It looks sus to me. There's a lot of questionable imagery I'm looking at right now.
I'm like, okay. I might try to.
Dude, in terms of strikes, Anime Plus Gamer, you're on strike 5. Like, that's not even allowed in baseball. She'd be out.
Yeah. Kiwi.
Have you watched Citrus?
No.
Are you asking me if I've ever seen? Are you asking Kiwi if she's ever seen an orange?
No. You know what that is?
I'm about to look it up.
You don't want to know.
Citrus anime. Let's see.
What is that about?
Oh, Jesus. Dude, what the? Oh, boy.
You understand what I am like.
Dude, we got a lot of. There's a lot of people in our audience that like lesbian
Yeah.
anime. That's pretty interesting.
They
I
just
suppose.
go
I suppose there's a
just call
market
it
for that.
just call it the terms of yaoi and yuri.
Yaoi and Yuri. Is it okay? So what is Yuri? Is Yuri the lesbian anime and Yaoi is
Yes.
like the
Yeah.
gay anime? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I. I was about to say something bad, but
No.
not,
Keep it
not,
PG. PG-13.
oh god. All right. Anyway, so that's like strike six, anime plus gamer. Okay.
That's +6. Really? I don't watch it. That thing creeps me out. Citrus creeps me out.
I will say, like watching casual raw slice of life romance animes is like become a pastime of mine whenever I'm bored. So that
Mm-hmm.
if I were you, I made a mistake of watching Banana Fish. All right, well, I'm going to look that up. See, Banana Fish. Oh boy.
Oh God. Are we just?
Oh boy, I can already see. Banana Fish, stylized in all caps, is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated. It's a Basato shoujo comic. Why is it so sad? Oh, because it. Oh boy. Well, I don't know. Banana
Yeah.
Fish.
Nah.
Oh, I'm under the thorough belief that like if your anime ends up on Netflix, it's basically dead media, in the sense that everybody's seen it like 100 times, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
Netflix is a place for like classics, if that makes sense.
You mean classics?
Certified hood classics, yes.
Mm.
CHC.
It's hard to date an otaku is the best
Oh, I
slice
like
of
that.
life.
I like that one. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Honest.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
I'm
like.
not a
I
huge
like.
fan of it.
Hey. Okay. So I got a question. Since you watch Fairy Tale, are you gonna watch Eden Zero later on if it comes out?
I might wait for a while. I don't really want to follow a series like that, like by the like literally just because Black Clover, in my opinion, is different from Fairy Tale in Eden Zero in the sense that Eden Zero is kind of more open ended, like adventure, like.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to that art style and that anime, I'm not the kind of person that likes to like sit down and like watch one episode a week. I like to binge that kind of stuff. Like Fairy
Oh.
Tale was one of the most fun binges I've had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That Fairy Tale binge that I did while studying for my exams and stuff was fantastic.
Yeah. I think that's why I
Gave
like
me
their
good vibes.
series. You should watch One Piece then. You'll like the binge.
Oh god, dude. I just can't get started, man. Okay. It's that series spans years. Like it's 900 episodes. That's
Well,
a lot
if
of
you
episodes.
listen.
Like
For me,
at least Bleach stopped and then came back, right? So like
yeah.
that's 6 years of content I didn't have to. That's years of content I didn't have to go back and rewatch. You know what I'm saying? Bleach is a great anime.
Yeah.
Oh god.
No, but like I'm saying is like what's that called? Like in One Piece, like for me I'm already caught up in anime, so I have to wait week by week. For you, if you started One Piece, you bench watch it just like Fairy Tale, and you're just like the time you reach where you caught up in anime, you're just like, I want more, and then
Yeah. One thing that I really like about Bleach, just to go on like a little mini tangent about Bleach, is like I
oh my
really
god,
like their soundtrack. They have some good music in that story. Like, and that's
anime plus gamers, please don't lie about that. I know interspecies.
Interspecies Reviewer is the most wholesome anime you can ever watch, Andreach. All right,
No,
let's take a look at this.
no.
Interspecies Reviewer. Interspecies Reviewer is a Japanese fantasy sex comedy manga series. Oh boy.
I touched.
Well, I didn't see anything bad. Don't worry. I just googled that. My dog is starting to get.
Yeah.
She's ready to
Yeah.
EAT.
Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it for the channel.
Yeah,
Should we?
it's nice for you all. It's nice for all of you guys to come hang out with us. I'm about to have somebody on the show.
Hmm. Make sure to make sure to be on Wednesdays, because on Wednesdays we'll have a lot of topics and a lot of fun topics that we'll be discussing to the next Wednesday's stream. So make sure is to do what you gotta do. And also, if you are not in our Discord, please join our Discord and be part of Otaku family. And be sure to, if you're interested in Fairy Tale or any Mashima's work, please join our partner server, who is our partner server. He has a Mashima server. We will put that in the description below, so you guys could also join his server as well. So,
Give me 10. Give me 10.
aww.
Watch this. Lay down. Lay down. She's very demanding right now. It's her time to EAT. Give me 5. Give me 10. Hey, come here. Ready? Give me 5. Oh god. She's mad at me right now. Oh. Give me 5.
Yeah.
I gotta entice her with a treat, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's nice thank you guys for stopping by, watching the Otaku International Podcast Black Clover. We keep it alive here. Come back every Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And normally I don't have these dogs here with me. I'm going to let you know. This is a special occasion, and there's usually 2 more people talking on the show. But thank you for stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that bell notification button. Should be down there somewhere.
Yeah.
And also click the subscribe button if you want more content like this. You can just listen to us theory craft while you maybe do some homework or something. Just turn us on in the background. If you want to hear my soothing voice or maybe my dog whining, if you're just looking to kill time, we can help you. We can kill it together. Just come on our Discord. And I guess thank you for stopping by, everybody. For everybody at Otaku International, thank you, and see ya.
Bye.